Hello, welcome to a new reading vlog. This one is sort of on a theme. Joanna from the channel Joanna Sosa and I are very good friends, as you may know, and we decided that this weekend, which is the last weekend of October, we wanted to do a slightly dark, spooky, creepy, eerie, thrillery themed reading weekend. So kind of Halloween-y, but neither of us particularly like horror, so not quite horror, but you know, that kind of vibe. And it's actually Thursday now, Thursday the 28th, but I have a few days off from work and I kind of wanted to get started on this a little sooner because I'm just feeling in that mood. So that's what I'm doing. I have actually already started my first book for this, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. The first thing I wanted to do was go through with you my pile of possibility for this particular reading weekend. We are going to be doing some sprints and things, so you'll have hopefully tuned in for those already by the time you're watching this vlog. And I should also say that I am still technically reading one of my books for another one of my vlogs, which you may have seen before this one, which was my October reading challenge, I suppose, of reading book box books. I have actually started reading Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff, but I have quite a lot of it left and I don't know if I can honestly finish that and read a lot of the things that I want to read for this particular weekend. So I'm going to prioritise these and I might slip that in, and it still kind of fits with the theme anyway because it's like a vampire type thing, so it's reasonably dark. But I'm going to start off with my other books that I'm quite keen to read. So I have quite a large pile of possibility. I'll tell you which ones are kind of the ones that are calling to me right now, but as usual, or not as usual because this is really only just a thing that started on my channel, but with these piles of possibility I'm just going to mood read within it. So the book that I have started with, I have just on my Kindle because it's not out in physical copy in the UK yet, but I've got the audiobook and the ebook, and that is The Keeper of Night by Kylie Lee Baker, which is about a character who is half British Reaper and half Japanese Shinigami, which is, you know, the Japanese version of the Grim Reaper. And she lives in London, but she doesn't really fit in. There's a lot of racism that she's dealing with and bullies. And so she is going to escape and go and join the Shinigamis in Japan, but maybe she doesn't quite fit in there either. It is YA, I think. I don't really know. It reads like YA, but I don't know where it's properly shelved. And I'm enjoying it so far. It is a little difficult to read at the beginning because, like, this isn't a spoiler, in chapter 1 there's quite a harsh bullying incident, which always is a little bit triggering for me because I was bullied in high school, but I'm enjoying it so far. The writing is really easy to follow, so I'll keep you posted on how I carry on with this. That's the point of this vlog. But for now I'll just show you the other things that I have on my pile. So the next one is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, which I think, with the exception of one other title in here, is the only other adult book on this list. But there was so much buzz about this book last year. It sounds really interesting. It's about this woman named Rowan who takes a live-in nanny position with an extremely generous salary, but she's actually stepping into a nightmare which will end with a child dead and her in a cell awaiting trial for murder. Just sounds really interesting and gripping, and I managed to get the audio for this through the library, so that's good. Then we have Dark and Shallow Lies by Ginny Myers Sane. This one is brand new. I think it just came out this month, maybe? or at least I think so. That's what Instagram has led me to believe. And this one, I'm just going to read the little tagline thing. It's a missing girl, a town full of psychics, a secret that won't stay buried. So this one is YA, so it's kind of a thrillery by the sounds of it with a paranormal element, and I kind of like that. So, and also this cover is just so beautiful, stunning. And what I didn't realise, I realised when I took the, because this was in a buy one get one half price deal, and I noticed as I was taking off the sticker that there's an eye there, so I don't know what it is, but I'm interested to find out. And then we have Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. Look, a riddle, time for fun, should we use a rope or gun? And A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. The case is closed. 5 years ago, schoolgirl Andy Bell was murdered by Sal Singh. The police know he did it, everyone in town knows he did it, but having grown up in the same small town that was consumed by the murder, Pippa Fitz-Amobi isn't so sure. So that one's kind of a mystery type thing. Then, slightly more on the fantasy side, we have Perfectly Preventable Deaths by Deirdre Sullivan. This one follows twins Maddie and Caitlin, who've moved to Ballyfran. Their paths divide. Caitlin falls in love. Maddie begins to discover powers she never knew she had. And she'll have to find something deep within her if she's going to prevent losing her sister. There's no such thing as safe in Ballyfran. And I mean, the name suggests that it's going to be slightly creepy-ish, so that's why it's on the pile. Then we have Feral Nights by Cynthia Letitia Smith. This is very much paranormal. Yoshi, a sexy, free-spirited werecat, tracks his missing sister Ruby and discovers that she's a key suspect in a murder investigation. Meanwhile, werepossum Clyde and human Amy have set out to do a little detective work of their own, sworn to avenge the brutal killing of a friend. It's the first book in a series. Actually, quite a lot of these are first books in series, in fact. Then one I've had on my shelves for ages. Well, I've had this one on my shelf for ages as well. In fact, maybe longer. I don't know. Anyway, All These Things I've Done by Gabrielle Zevin. Anya is arrested for attempted murder. But she's really just being set up so that she will stay away from the district attorney's son. But she loves him and she wants to get away from her family, who are gangsters, I guess. Then we have Pet Sematary by Stephen King, possibly the creepiest on this list. And this one is also very definitely adult. The house looks right, feels right to Dr. Lewis Creed. A rambling, old and comfortable, a place where the family can settle, the children grow and play and explore. The rolling hills and meadows of Maine seem a world away from the fume-choked dangers of Chicago. Only the occasional big truck out on the two-lane highway growls out an intrusive threat. But behind the house there's a carefully cleared path up into the woods where generations of local children have processed with the solemn innocence of the young, taking with them their dear departed pets for burial. A sad place maybe, but safe. Surely a safe place, not a place to keep your dreams, to wake you sweating with fear and foreboding. So I don't really know if this is meant to be horror or thriller. I don't know. I guess I'll find out if I get to it. With Malice by Eileen Cook. She wakes up in hospital. She doesn't remember why she's there. There was an accident. Was it actually an accident? Who knows? And then finally we have The Dark Inside by Rupert Wallace, which is about monsters. Monsters and a dark curse. So yeah, I mean, I basically just pulled off everything from my shelf that could possibly fit within this theme and added it to the pile of possibility. So this one, The Dark Inside, and With Malice and Pet Sematary are probably the lowest down on the priority list. Even though I've had them a while, I just don't, well, particularly with the Stephen King, I'm still just scared of it, to be honest with you. All these things I've done, and Feral Nights I'm pretty interested in, but I don't know if I'll get to them. Of course, I'm reading The Keeper of Night already. I think this one's probably a little bit more fantasy than I necessarily want for this particular reading weekend. And this one, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the audiobook for it, so don't know. And I suppose really, next to the one I'm currently reading, Truly Devious, The Turn of the Key and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder are my main priorities. I think I might do The Turn of the Key next, we shall see, but that's kind of the loose plan for this vlog, and I will keep you posted. I finished The Keeper of Night at around midnight, which is why I'm updating you the next day, because it was pretty late, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. So it read a lot younger than I was expecting, and the characters were sort of hundreds of years old, but read like teenagers, and one of them actually read younger than a teenager, so that was a bit jarring, to be honest. And it wasn't necessarily quite as dark as I was expecting. It was still fairly dark, but I think because I went into it kind of expecting either an adult or a top end of YA level of darkness, and actually what I got was kind of low end YA, top of middle grade level of darkness, which just wasn't what I was expecting. So there's nothing wrong with it, but my expectations were just wrong. So I'd recommend knowing that before going into it, because I think you'd have a better experience if you knew that before you read it. I did not like the ending. It was a little bit, not quite a cliffhanger, but very open-ended. Like clearly the story's not finished, and it's a debut, so that worries me a little bit because there's not currently any word on a sequel or anything like that. So it would be a bit of a shame if there is no sequel. If there is, I don't know if I'll read it anyway, or I probably would, but it wouldn't be kind of high priority necessarily. But I did enjoy it. I just wish I had known a bit more about it going in, because I think my experience would have been better if I had known that it was younger. Anyway, the next one I am going to read is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, which is very firmly an adult. It's not especially long, so I am hoping to read this one in a day. Also, it's about 350-ish pages. I do have the audiobook also, so I'm going to crack on with this one, and I will let you know my thoughts once I've read it. Okay, I don't usually check in really partway through books because I don't often have very much to say, but I am with this one. I'm only 90 pages in, so not super far, and really so far has just been set up. We haven't really got into the meat of the story yet, as it were, but it's definitely giving me ominous and creepy vibes, even though nothing really has happened yet, and I wasn't necessarily expecting that. I think I thought that this was more of a murder mystery, but actually it feels like more of a paranormal horror mystery, perhaps, and I probably should have known this, but I think I did know this at some point, but I'd forgotten that it's actually told in an epistolary format as well, which is a bit different, so there aren't any chapters or anything like that. So I do think it's the kind of book that you probably do want to read in kind of one day, maybe, but I mean, you don't have to. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at now. I've still got a way to go. I think about 4 hours of listening time left, but I'm going to carry on. I did put it down to have some lunch, but I'm going back to it now, and we'll see how far I get before I'm so creeped out that I need to take a break, which I can see happening with this one, but I also feel like it's going to be a little bit like the film The Others, which actually isn't really that scary, it's more just creepy, so we'll see. It is very late. I finished the book a couple of hours ago. The cats are being cute. I watched some reels, and the ending of the book wasn't as creepy as the beginning of the book, and I didn't really like the ending at all, actually, so that's a bit of a bummer, but I have finished The Turn of the Key, and I think that tomorrow I will be reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, probably. Haven't definitely, well I've pretty much settled on that, so that's what we're reading tomorrow, but I will speak to you more about that at a more reasonable hour. Hi, I just got back from the dentist. I was supposed to be done with Invisalign by now, but I have one tooth that's being annoying and won't come into line, so I've just had some more moulds taken, and we're going to go on to my second round of refinement aligners. So at this point I'm just hoping that I'll be done before Christmas, because I like to graze during Christmas, well generally, but especially during Christmas, so I would love to be able to not have to take out my aligners, eat and then brush my teeth every time I want to have a snack. So that's where I'm at with that. It's a little bit later in the day because my dentist was running a bit behind today. She was super busy, so it's now, what time is it now? About 11:30. So I'm giving you seasickness. I am going to finish watching the episode of Bake Off that I had started before I left for the dentist, and then I will start A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I will keep you posted. I'm doing some reading sprints today over on Joanna's channel at 3 o'clock, so I've got a bit of time before then, and I should probably have some lunch before those, but not yet. I don't actually know what I'm going to have for lunch because I don't think we've really got anything in, but that's a problem for in about an hour's time, I suppose. And yeah, that's where things are at right now. Hello, it's Sunday. I can't believe it's Sunday already. I'm really sad about it. And even though the clocks went back and I should be well rested, I am actually really tired because I had messed up dreams again last night, or at least a part of the night. I dreamt that I was in War of the Worlds, and there's something on my camera. I was running away from aliens trying to kill me, so that was fun. So I'm very, very tired, but I did finish Good Girl's Guide to Murder last night, and I really, really enjoyed it. I really liked the character. I really liked the plot line. I think what I particularly enjoyed about this mystery was that the author wasn't hiding things from the reader. So it's told just from Pippa's perspective, and as she discovers things, we discover them as the reader as well. So we are given the exact same tools as the characters have to resolve the mystery. And I really liked that. I really don't like it when information is withheld just for the sake of withholding it from the reader. So I liked that. I am going to be reading Truly Devious today by Maureen Johnson. Although I'm really excited to carry on with the Good Girl's Guide series, which I will do at some point. I'm actually reading sequels in the month of November, so maybe I will pick up some or all of those in November. But for now, I'm going to be reading Truly Devious, and I'm looking forward to it. This one is based at a private school in Vermont, so this one's set in America. Good Girl's Guide is set in the UK, which I always like that too. Founded by an early 20th century tycoon for the best and brightest students around. Ellingham's wife so it's called Ellingham Academy. Ellingham's wife and daughter were kidnapped, the only clue a mocking riddle listing methods of murder signed with the frightening pseudonym Truly Devious. It's an unsolved crime. And then Stevie is going to start her first year at the academy, and she's just determined to solve the cold case. So it's another mystery, it's another YA. I'm hoping I'll enjoy it. Even though this book looks a lot thicker than Good Girl's Guide, it's actually shorter. Not by loads, page-wise, but the audiobook is like 2 hours shorter. So I don't know why that's the case, but because I think it's only sort of 50 pages shorter. But anyway, that is the situation there. So I am looking forward to reading this one. At the moment, I've just been having a cup of tea and watching some YouTube. That video there is Kayla's reading authors I've disliked, third time's the charm vlog episode 3, and in this one she's reading thrillers, so this video is also seasonally appropriate. So I'm going to finish watching this video. I might have another cup of tea because I'm really tired, and then probably start reading. I would possibly, well, I was going to say I would like to go outside today, but it looks really rainy and gross, so maybe I'll just sit on my balcony for a bit. I feel like I need some fresh air. Yeah, so we'll see, but that is where things are at as of now. Okay, it's Monday evening. I am back from work, I've had dinner, and I'm now going to close out this vlog. I finished Truly Devious last night. I liked it. Didn't like it as much as A Girl's Guide to Murder, but I did enjoy it. And the central mystery in this story is the kidnapping of Mr. Ellingham's wife and daughter back in the late 1930s. And that mystery actually spans over the first 3 books in this series. So this one, The Vanishing Stair, and The Hand on the Wall. So because I want to keep all that information fresh in my mind, I have decided to continue with this series. I've been reading The Vanishing Stair today. I plan to finish that today and then read The Hand on the Wall tomorrow, and I'm enjoying it. I think I'm enjoying book 2 maybe slightly more than book 1, so that's good. And I will be finishing at least those 3, and I'm into November now, which is my sequel reading month, so that is all good. And what else did I read in this particular video? I also read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I enjoyed quite a lot. I do want to continue with that series as well. I don't know if I'll get to it this month, but hopefully. I also read The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, which I found very, very spooky, but the ending was disappointing. And I also read Keeper of the Night, which I liked, but I didn't love. Wasn't as dark as I was hoping, and was quite a lot younger in tone than I was expecting. So that is how this reading vlog went. Pretty happy with that. 4 books in 4 days, so that's pretty good, and I enjoyed this kind of spooky reading project, I guess. Yeah, you'll be seeing quite a lot of... This might be the last vlog that you're seeing from me this month. I don't really know, but there's a lot of vlogs going on at the moment. So that's it for this one. Don't forget to check out Ponderful Books down in the description. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks. Bye.